To be real, an anime titled Boyfriend would never be my first choice of an anime to watch, and actually it wasn't. I've seen over 500 before I got to this one. But all jokes aside, this is another anime where sports and romance meet in the middle, sport of interest here being basketball. Now you may be wondering if this leans more towards a slam dunk type of thing here. Nah, this is most definitely shoujho. The story isn't complicated at all. This girl right there falls in love with this dude right there, kind of an apathetic basketball obsessed guy who also has a lot of knucklehead in him, being of 4 sons and having a pretty intense father that's on him about his behavior and performance in school. And by the way, he could play some ball, man. He plays basketball very well, man. Dude got game. Of course, it's not as simple as them getting together, cause she has to deal with his holdback from her and her childhood friend running the ball team, and another girl who wants Takado as well. Yeah, homie's name is Takado. But man, when you balance all of this with ball team politics, you get a pretty entertaining story, I gotta admit it. When I did my research and discovered the manga had received a prestigious manga award back in the 80s, I wasn't surprised why I liked this so much. Even though majority of the anime is this girl following him around and him kind of brushing her off or being downright creeped out by how she's moving, I would say it's the whole bad boy thing and the fact that basketball is his first priority, which she probably could never be, that plays to her ego and makes her want him more. But I think she's just a bit weird though, and she just really wants him. Now, the story does play into the whole lore of her trying to be the catalyst for him to turn his life and mind in the proper direction, but yeah, I still think it's kind of taking it its own direction though. There's a certain degree of interest here that he has that keeps you wondering what's going to happen between the two of them, until he's finally ready and then she, of course, starts playing games. I think the disappointing thing about the story, and might be the reason why the anime never made it anywhere past video stores in Japan in the early 90s, is that when you watch this, there's a big climactic moment that you're waiting on that never actually comes. In most shoujo romance, there's a serious event, or at least a chain of events towards the middle of the anime, and this one kind of just drives slow and smooth the whole ride. It's not the end of the world, but after seeing shows like Boys Over Flowers and Kare Kano, otherwise known as His and Her Circumstances, shameless plug, I have a 2019 review that you could go check out. It kind of sets a higher expectation when I watch stuff like this. Now, here's where things get interesting from my experience with watching it. The best I could do to finish the anime was watch the TV special version through torrent, which is a couple hours long, and it's kind of abridged, cause the 2-hour original release is pretty much impossible to find. Now at this point on YouTube, you can find a half version, like one episode that's like 50 something minutes long, or you could find a raw version, incomplete of the TV version that's on there too on YouTube, but I had to force my way to finish by finding a pirate download of the whole thing, which ended up being this Laserdisc rip that you've been watching all throughout this video. Actually, I think it looks phenomenal, quite honestly, and it's an awesome option. The animation and the art is up for you to decide. It is the early 90s. It neither stands out and it's not necessarily bad either, but yeah, that's for you. The art style does remind me of Dear Brother. I know most of you have heard of that one. As far as the studio that did this, they go by Magic Bus, that did a few things you may have heard of like Ricky O and Mad Bull 34, but yeah. Not much to say for Boyfriend, as it never really got it shot as a franchise to be bigger, and it's kind of a shame. It's a pretty good OVA, and I highly, highly recommend it. Anyways, man, there's a lot to enjoy here. Male dominance high school games, love duos, love trios, sports. Well done. They took a 10-volume manga and squashed it into a hardly 2-hour movie, and it still was worth something. Rather impressive. Like the video, comment down below what y'all want to see next. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Anime back when.